All right, welcome back to season 7 of our show, and today it's pork shoulder, and we're roasting it up my way with 2 amazing, gorgeous sides. Let's show you how to get it done. All right, so this is our roast. This is an 8-pound roast, skin on, pork roast. So that's what that is. It's the skin on pork shoulder. I'm using sage and garlic today. That's what we're going to spice this up with. Now, this is going to be a roast pork, but before we roast this up, we want to tenderize it. Now, I let this sit overnight. I hit it with some kosher salt, just a little bit. It came to a sweat. I just kind of dampened it off, so we're not going to put any salt on here because I've already just let it sit in salt. It'll dry out the skin and get the skin just nice and tough to go into a pressure cooker. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my knife and I'm going to pierce the skin. So afterwards, it comes out of the pressure cooker. You'll see later, I'm going to put some screws in here and open up the skin. But what I'm doing now is I'm poking a hole right in here. I'm going to find the empty spot to this pork. I'm just going to feel my way around. I'm going straight through. I can't get through here. I'm just going to go everywhere I can poke through. Like here. And what I'm going to do is create a pocket to put some nice flavors. Let's see if I can go here. Can't go there. And I'm going to look over here. Any place where I don't hit bone. And just going to open it up a little bit. Just like that. I'm going to feel around. Take my other side. Can't get through here. I'm going to cut through here. And just kind of have fun with it. You really can't make a mistake. All you're doing is poking holes. I'm going to bring my knife all the way in, as far as I can. It's in the middle. I pull the knife out. I'm going to stuff some garlic in here. And I get it all the way in, as far as my hands will allow me. This is going to bring out a lot of flavor in this meat. Alright, so I got a couple of pieces over here. I'm going to stuff some in here. And that's what the holes were for. Just to get everything stuffed in. So this dish is basically a German dish. That's right, this is a German dish. But me, I like the flavors that I create with the German technique. So the technique of roasting this in the oven and getting the skin nice and crispy, that's the German part. The seasoning, that's 100% on me. And I suggest you guys do the same. So if you like a technique, use that technique. If you like the cooking style, use it. But add your own seasonings. In other words, make it yours. I'm going to spin this around. I'm going to feel around, making sure I don't stab my hand. I'm going to come to the top, just like that. Now this skin is so thick, it would be hard to get through, even if I was going to stab myself. It's a hard skin to cut through. Alright, I'm going to get the garlic in there. And now that we got our garlic in, I've got 2 more pieces left, so I'm just going to stuff it in the side. That's the biggest hole. And then I'm going to get my sage in. So I got sage here. This is going to give a lot of flavor. So just bowl it up, stuff it in, just get it down into the hole. Just like that. You can smell this already. This smells amazing. So this piece of meat is a boring meat otherwise. You can do a few things with it. You can smoke it. But there's really not much you can do to this unless you infuse it with a lot of flavor. So most people smoke this. And years ago they used to roast them. I don't see anybody roasting these anymore as roast pork. This was big back in the days. And a lot of people roast these as panines in the Spanish culture. But Americans, they just don't seem to use this anymore. So I'm going to use up all my sage. And there you have it. Alright, so now we're going to take it inside the pressure cooker. I'm going to cook this for 1.5 hours. Just like that. You see the water level? I've got an onion here. This is the wrong knife to be cutting an onion with, but it'll work. It's a paring knife. And I'm just going to stick that half of the onion in there. And I'm going to take my stems to the sage. And there you have it. All right, we're gonna lock this on. About an hour, 30 minutes to an hour and 45 minutes. That's what we're looking at. So stick around, don't go anywhere. All right, we got our pork in the pressure cooker, hour and a half. And that time, it gives us time to make some gorgeous potatoes. Let's show you how to get it done. All right, so today we're using tiny gold potatoes. These are gold potatoes and they're tiny. So what I've been doing was just peeling off the edges of these. Any blemishes, let's bring it up. Any blemishes that's on here, just get them off. So I've been looking around and peeling them off. Now, a lot of these potatoes, you don't have to do a thing to, but things like this, it's a little blemish, just get it off. Only if they're really banged up hard, you're gonna get it off. This one hit the floors, so it's got a dent in it, so we're gonna get that one off. And that's how you would do that. So I'm gonna put these off to the side right now. And that time, we're making potatoes, we're boiling those. They're gonna be on the stove for about 30 minutes. Here's some bacon. What do? We cut it up. So this is the star of our show. It's bacon and potatoes. And we're gonna boil those potatoes. And once they come out from being boiled, we're gonna fry them up in this bacon. That's right, you heard me correct. So I think I'm gonna go about there on the bacon. And I'm gonna save the rest for the rest of the recipe that we're gonna do. So we got our bacon here. So just feel it out. I got an onion here too. So we're gonna take an onion, potatoes, onions, can't go wrong, right? Let's just cut through here. Easy way to get the skin off. Start cutting it and then peel. Same cutting board, just like that. No need to change the cutting board. Just put it back where the meat is. This way, you guys have to keep rinsing off everything. It's gonna be a long night. So what I do is just work with the same things for the same ingredients as I go along. So I know I'm gonna need the onion, so why would I get a clean cutting board? So just cut it up on the same board that you cut the bacon up on. See that? And we're done. I know it's going with the bacon, so I'll put it right on the side. We've got a serrano pepper. Look at that one. I'm gonna cut this up to little small pieces, just like that. That's going in our potatoes. That's right. It's gonna give some nice kick, as you'll see. So we're gonna take these, and put them here. Just like that. Bring out a load of flavor in there. And last, we got just a couple of pieces of garlic. It's not a garlic dish, but we're just gonna smash it, just like that. And we're gonna throw it off, and we'll drop it in with the bacon. And that is it. All right, I'm gonna boil these potatoes up, get these on the stove. I'm gonna come back, show you how to do some veggies. We're having some beautiful squash. Show you a yellow squash recipe that's gonna be absolutely dynamite. We'll meet you right back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, our potatoes are ready to get boiled. Let's show you how much salt, how much water we're actually using. So take a look in this pot. Now I brought the water right up to the top of the potato. And here's our salt. So we're gonna salt like this. 1, 2, and 3. 3 good pinches of salt. This way the potatoes won't be flat. So you always wanna salt your potatoes in the water and boil them in the water. Otherwise you're gonna be stuck with, again, a flat potato. Same with pasta, you wanna salt the water. And it should be as salty as seawater. That's what you want, that's what you're going for. All right, on the stove we go. All right, our pressure cooker has now stopped. Now we're doing a natural release. So we're gonna let it sit in the pressure cooker. You don't wanna release the steam right now because the meat's gonna toughen up and draw in, so don't do that. Always give it a nice natural release if you can, if you have time. If not, you're gonna be stuck with a tough piece of meat. Let's show you what to do here. So right now I've been cutting up some squash, yellow squash, but these are the potatoes that we took out of the water. So take a look at these guys. These are looking pretty nice here. I hit them with a little olive oil. Now they're fork tender, and you could just leave these out, let them chill out. That was the bacon we cut up with the onion, the serrano pepper, some garlic, and we're about to go on the stove in a minute, but I need to show you the vegetables here. So here's the yellow squash, got some bell peppers in here, a little garlic in here, another serrano, little sage, purple onion or red onion, and here is the yellow squash. This is the way I cut it. Down like that, came in half again like that. Easy. Very easy. Let's do it again, like that. And there it is. All right, so I'm going in with olive oil and the pan with these. A little bacon. That was the other half of that bacon we're going to use over here. So we're going to cook up this first, and then we're going to get to our potatoes. This will sit very easy off to the side. And when that meat comes out, it's going to go in the oven, and then we're going to bring everything together and have a beautiful meal. We'll meet you onto the stove, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, so we're on the stove. We're cooking down our bacon, our onions, our garlic. See our garlic in here? And our hot pepper. I didn't cut it up. I'm cooking it in here because I want a mild heat. If you cut this up, it's going to be real strong. Let those seeds hit the pan, and the pan's going to get real hot on you. And I don't mean hot temperature-wise, I mean hot from the pepper itself. So if you leave the pepper in like that and just kind of cook with it in the pan, the flavor is going to be very mild on you. So that's it. Just keep it in there like that. We're cooking down our bacon, but we're not trying to burn it. Nice and gentle. Sweat the onions, cook the bacon, let the flavor come out of everything, including the garlic, the pepper, and then we're going to throw all these nice veggies in here. Get these cooked up. And that's it. We'll meet you back here. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, so our bacon's nice and cooked down with our onions. Let's get all of our peppers and our squash in. Just like that. You want to gently cook this down. So there's no need for a lot of high heat. Don't scorch it. Just let it cook down. There you go, just like that. Nice and easy. Look at those colors, right? You got the bacon, you got the peppers, that squash. Little heat from that pepper, garlic, sage. Come on, can't go wrong with this. We'll meet you back here. Don't go anywhere. All right, time to salt these. We're gonna get a little salt in here. Just like that. And then we're gonna give a little flip. There it is. And it's looking right. All right, we're gonna let that cook down and all come about. So stick around. All right, everything's cooking down lovely. Splash of white wine. There you go. I'm gonna jack my heat up and then move it. There you go, right over. I'm being very gentle with it now because I don't want to basically break up my squash. So I'm just doing light flips, and I'm going to let that wine pull everything up off the bottom and deglaze it. That's it. It smells outstanding right now. So I'm going to do this a couple of times, give it a couple more flips, just so everything gets off the bottom. We're going to park it on low, put the lid on, and cook something else. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. Okay, our squash and peppers, they're done. Check them out. They're looking good. I'm going to give one last flip. And that's it. So everything comes up from the bottom. They're looking right. All right, and a dish. This is how we plate it. Just like that. And that's it. And that pepper is sitting right on top, so you can see it. All right, let's pull that pork out of that pressure cooker. All right, pork shoulders out of the pressure cooker. Let's show you what to do from here. All right, so here's our pork shoulder. Now, this is not done yet. If you look down in here, you can see a little reddish coming through the bone here. So it's not done yet. We got an oven at 425 degrees. So now I'm gonna take my knife. I'm just gonna come in here. See, we put the garlic in here. You can't see it anymore, right? We're gonna take the knife and just go straight across, just like that. See it open up nice and easy? So just like that. And we're just going to score the meat. And get a little score in here. And I'm going to go around the sides as well, like right around here. And just get it nice and scored up. Now this is going to look pretty when it opens up, because you're going to see all these nice squares. All this fat. It's going to crisp up really nice. Just go crisscross. And then you're going to have yourself a wonderful meal. All right, so now that we got that, olive oil, spray. Spray it down. We want this to crisp up good. We're going to get that in. We're going to take a little oregano and just stuff it into the roast. Just like that. And get another piece in here. This is going to bring a lot of flavor in here. Let's just get another piece. And then some around the top, right in here. Just like that. A little fresh herb, can't go wrong. All right, now, pretzel salt. That's right. It's gonna stay on the top when it roasts. It's gonna be fantastic. So just spin it around, just like that. And let the pretzel salt do its job. The ladle's here for a reason, and I'll show you that in a second. So more pretzel salt. You just want to hit the fat part of it in a good amount, because that's the best part. A little in the front. All right, we're going to place this back down, just like that. I'm going to slide this over. And then we're going in with the broth from the roast. That's all you need. I'm going to go for a little bit more. It's going to keep it nice and moist while we're cooking this. And that's it. 4 1/4 in the oven until nice and crispy. Then we'll show you those potatoes. Don't go anywhere. All right, so here is our pork shoulder in the oven. I carried it over very gently. And that was it. So we're going to let this go, let it cook up. We'll meet you back here. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're going to finish off this potato dish. Let's meet you onto the stove. All right, so we're cooking down the bacon, the onion, the garlic, and those beautiful peppers. So we're going to let this come about nice and easy. Now these potatoes are done. And the nice part about these potatoes is that when they're done, you could just leave them sitting off to the side. I gave them a little oil on them and they're looking right, but they're done. So right now they've cooled down. By the time I put them in this, spin them around, they're gonna be heated up again and out of this world. So that's it. We'll meet you back here before we put them in, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. Let's check out this roast. All right, I'm just gonna give it a quick turn on here. I'm gonna let this cook just a little bit more, then I'm gonna put the broiler on and cook it down. And it's gonna be beautiful. So stick around, don't go anywhere. All right, so our bacon is almost done here. And it's looking beautiful. All right, so here's our potatoes. Now you're gonna love this one. You take the potato, you put it in your hand, and you smash it. See that? Right in they go. And they're gonna soak up all that nice bacon grease in there. And we're gonna fit all of these into the pan, just like that. So just give them a smash and get them in. See that? And we're just gonna layer them with bacon. I'm turning the stove off and just keep doing that. And then we'll meet you back here and pull that roast out, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're there. We're just about to pull that pork out of the oven. Check out these potatoes. All right, we just want to show you how to finish these off. So we're not going to add any more salt because we got that nice bacon in there. Purple onion. So you got to take the purple onion, very thin slices. And just get them on. Break them up. Just like that. Now I'm going to use the thin slices because that's what you want in this dish. I'm going to cut down some more. And just sprinkle them around. If you're not an onion fan, you don't have to put it on. But this is the finishing touch on this dish. And we already have onion in here. We're just going in with some fresh onion. The red is sweeter. I'm going to put a little bit more. Dance it around the outside. But you get the idea. Just make it yours. See? Simple ideas pack a lot of punch. All right, we're going to pull that roast out and show you that. So we'll meet you on the chopping block. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, so I turned this roast over. It is on low broil, very low broil, but it's popping. So you got to be careful when you do this and put your oven on broil because you might get popped. See that? And move it down a little bit. Hear that popping? So just be very careful when you do this. And I'm gonna make the skin nice and crispy on top to my desired likeness. And I suggest you do the same. All right, we're gonna meet you onto the chopping block. I'll meet you right back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, here we are once more on Season 7's chopping block. Roast pork, smashed potatoes with bacon, and a beautiful yellow squash with bell peppers. Let's show you what we got. Look at that shoulder roast. That's looking right. I'll turn this around for you. This way you get a good look. You always want to leave a little towel here with a hot handle. This way it lets people know it's hot, including myself. Check out these potatoes. I know you saw them before, but that's how you want to do those smashed potatoes. I promise you they'll be a hit at your next party. And look at that yellow squash. Now it's time to get into it. But listen to this. Nice crispy skin. You can hear that. So I'm just gonna dole down the front like that. Get a couple of pieces off of here. The easiest way to do it is to pick up the bone like this and just come down the back. Look at that, it comes right apart. See that? I can pull this apart if I want right now. Don't even really need a knife. Well, that's what I'm talking about. Look at this half. See that? Nice and juicy. And look at the garlic in here. See the garlic we put in here? You can see it. Now what you do is run it all through this nice gravy in the bottom of the plate. So take it, and this smells incredible. All right, there we go. Let's get this off to the side. We'll bring in a plate, and we'll help ourselves. Look at some of that right on there. Nice piece of that crunchy pork. Maybe a couple of these scragglies around here. And put those here. Look at this nice piece of crispy here. I had to do that. Let's grab these potatoes. Really don't need to say much here. You guys see it. All right. Now, that yellow squash. See the pepper? Just kind of hanging out there. Let's put some of this onto the plate. Let's got more bacon. All right, that's it. And this presents beautifully. See all the colors? Can't go wrong with that. You don't even have to decorate that. All right, let's try that pork. The combination of the pressure cooker followed by the oven is outrageous. The pressure cooker did its job. You taste everything in there. The garlic, you taste the oregano. It's a very flavorful, juicy piece of meat. I highly recommend you try it that way. Normally, a piece of meat like that will probably cook for to get it this tender, probably a good 5-6 hours. And if you cook it on the grill, even longer. Something like this, we were out of it in an hour and a half hour in the oven, 2 hours total time. You cannot go wrong. All right, let's try those potatoes. Let me get some bacon in there. You know, I bet a lot of you guys are saying, why didn't you just leave the potatoes whole? Why did he smash them before you put them in there? Well, when you smash them, they open up, they get soft, and they allow them to pick up all that grease in the bottom of the pan from the bacon and all the oils there, all the flavor that's in the bottom of that pan. That's what that is. That's grease. It's bacon grease. And it fills those potatoes and they taste absolutely phenomenal. Definitely have to try that. It's fast, it's quick, it's easy. Potatoes boil for about 15 minutes and the rest, you saw the rest. Bacon cooked up quick, maybe 25 minutes into that. Definitely well worth the wait. All right, last but not least, let's get into that squash. That squash is fantastic. You taste that little bit of pepper coming through. Nothing in here is too hot. Those serranos were perfect. They were spot on. They weren't too hot. They weren't too cool. It was the perfect pepper to put in here. The vegetables, the bacon, you put bacon on top of bacon. I mean, everything matches. The plate works well together, the entire plate. And bacon just brings it all together. All right, we're gonna get organized and we're gonna meet you right back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, and there it is. One beautifully roasted pork shoulder with garlic and fresh rosemary. Nice crispy, crunchy skin. We threw down with some smashed potatoes on the side with bacon. And we had to match up with some beautiful vegetables. We did a gorgeous yellow squash. We paired them up with some bacon to match the rest of the plate. Phenomenal dish. Like always, we thank you guys. We hope you enjoyed it. And until the next time, gotta get that last pitmaster crackling there.